for Ryan to
All
do
right,
this live.
we're in.
All right, I'm gonna hit record on the Skype call too, because it's an important episode. Can't lose it. Wonderful.
Rick Stegman.
Okay.
This is my cousin. Yeah, I haven't even met this cousin in person. He's in here.
That's dope.
What's
That's dope.
happening?
Is it Lincoln? I think, right?
What?
My cousin's in here.
Alright.
That's hilarious.
Cool. Shout out to Ryan's cousin, I guess. What up?
Should we do it? Should we do a special episode where you finally meet your cousin?
Yeah. Stegman's
Well-
and his amazing relatives he's never spoken to.
It says Rick Stegman here, but Rick Stegman is my uncle. So this must be his son.
This is a stunning opening to what is
All right,
one of the
all
most
right.
talked about episodes of Stegman and His Amazing Friends. Are we live right now? Or is this
We
what
are
we're doing?
live.
Yeah.
We are
What are
live.
you doing right now?
Come on, he's talking to his family.
All right, let's do this. Let's count down, and Griffin, you're going to lead us in. We're going to talk about what we're doing, which is we didn't even talk about beforehand. I'm going to be drawing this picture,
Yep.
and Donnie's going to say some stuff and keep us entertained.
All right, everybody ready to hit record?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Cool.
Shit.
All
right, so-
fuck it up, Brian.
Yep.
All right.
Did it work
Just-
out for
The
everybody?
pressure's on.
No, everybody hit stop. Just we're gonna go again from the start, from the
Oh
top.
my god.
Me?
It's Ryan's fault.
Ryan's over here fucking hanging out with his cousins, not paying attention to shit.
All right. Let's
All
do it
right.
again.
Okay, ready?
All right. 3,
Three,
2, 1, go.
Okay.
Oh, it can't record.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Ryan.
All right, quit. Did you quit Audacity all the way down and
Hold
then
on, let me
bring it
try.
back up? All right, everybody stop
Literally-
your shit. Everybody stop your
Hey,
shit.
hey. If he tries this one more time and it doesn't work, we're changing the name of the show. Because my shit works every fucking time.
That's not true, Donnie. Come on.
Don't you undercut my fucking stupid How dare you?
Oh my god.
Alright,
Hold on.
Ryan, are we ready? We're live on the air right now.
Hello,
and
internet.
I
Hello,
feel
friends.
like,
Hey guys.
I feel
Everybody's
like
here.
there's a lot going on. Hi, my name is Donnie Cates. I am the writer of Thor and Venom and a bunch of other shit and a bunch of other new shit that's about to be coming out that you'll hear word of soon. Everyone else, why don't you guys introduce yourselves while Ryan figures out his shit?
Well,
Hey, folks.
Griffin,
You know me.
you go.
I'm Ethan. Me and Ethan are the Supple Boys, and we run this shit, don't we?
It's true.
I'm Griffin Sheridan, and my good friend.
I'm Ethan, and I'm thrilled to see that there's already several chains in the chat.
Yeah. That's hot.
All right, let's
I
do
wanna
it.
go ahead-
Let's record.
I wanna- Oh, are you ready?
Oh,
Are you ready?
oh.
Yeah.
All right. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
I'm good.
Ryan.
Ryan!
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, what is going
What's
on?
happening to it? What's it say?
The live stream and get to see all this fucking shenanigans.
Yeah.
We should just start hitting record on Audacity before we go live.
Yeah, I mean, some would
I mean,
say.
that seems like maybe more of a professional way of going about it, but again, you run this shit, right? So,
Hey, all right, now I didn't make us go live yet. That was all Ryan.
no, I do quite enjoy you being like, hi, my name is Griff, I run this shit, as it just continues to like, feel like super proud of a building that's falling down. It's built.
Me and Ethan built this shit from the ground up, and it just...
Yeah, and it's still sinking.
Oh my god.
Ryan Stegman, what is the issue?
Oh, just my computer's on fire. I don't know. All right, let's try it.
Oh my
Okay.
god. 50th
All
right.
time.
Right.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm good.
Oh, wait.
Good.
Is it working? It's
So-
not. It's not giving me any levels.
I have a question for you, Ryan.
I know
Are you using QuickTime or are you using Audacity, the podcasting standard?
I've tried both. I just put it on Audacity. This is the worst day of my life right now.
This
This is happening in front of your cousin, man.
yeah, dude, your cousin is watching, bro. All right. Well, hey, really quick, while Ryan figures out his technical issues, I wanted to give a shout out to my shirt. Let me move my my enormously heavy gold chain out of the way. I want to give a shout out to Echo, who is Rat Nerd online on Twitter. He is responsible for that dope opening theme for me and my lovely, beautiful brides podcast. The Devil's Advocates Book Club, which will be returning. We'll be recording a new show this week. We'll talk a little bit more about what we're going to be covering as soon as we're able to record this conversation. But, I have been banned from the internet by my own brain, so I'm not looking at the comments on this YouTube train.
It's nothing but good shit.
We have questions
Rick
for me
here.
while YouTube, while Ryan gets his shit together. If anybody,
I'm
has
ready.
questions.
I'm ready. I think it's gonna work.
Oh!
No. Okay.
How about this? You hit record, and if it looks like it's working, then stop it, and we'll.
I did that already. I did that already.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm all good.
Oh, I see some bars.
All right.
I hope-
We're in business.
I hope everybody's
Alright,
21 because we're going to the
Alright.
bars.
All right. We're all
Oh,
in business.
Griffin, no.
All right.
Now that we've done like 10 minutes of the show.
All
let's
right,
start
now
the
wait,
show.
pause. This is the last thing before it begins. It's officially top knot time. It's not a Bad Kids creative
My
session
God.
without the top knot. Let me put it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this definitely doesn't make me furious that you're putting in a top knot.
I'll get my mullet all popped out for everybody too. While you're getting
We're
your
all
top
making
knot, I'll get my mullet.
Controversial choices.
The mullet's coming along though, eh, boys?
It looks
Mhm.
great. It looks
I love
great.
it. I really do.
This
I
top
didn't think
knot.
I can't believe it fits with your head so well. I feel like that's a rare thing.
Mhm.
I know the mohawk slash mullet is a complicated maneuver to pull off, but I feel like I'm slowly mastering it. It helps if you just go all in on like kind of like white trash weird wizard like dude. And
Tiger
also
King.
really I gotta tell you this haircut really helps right now with making people keep to the 6 feet apart.
Mm. Mm.
When I go out sleeveless with like jeans rolled up with combat boots, so I look like I'm either against a protest or about to start one. And so people are just like, I'm just gonna leave this motherfucker alone.
Oh my god.
Would you like me to bring us into the show officially? Are we doing this?
Yeah, I guess we are.
Okay.
What's new with everybody?
Well, first, hello and welcome to Stegman and his amazing friends. This is actually our 45th episode, everyone. So congrats
God,
on that,
that's
I
true.
guess. It is. And it is the finale, part 6 / the finale of our Bad Kids creative sessions. You guys have been with us for the past 5 weeks, more or less, where Ronnie and Diane, it happens every fucking time.
Bonnie and Diane.
Donnie and Ryan have been creating a brand new property. It's been tentatively called Bad Kids
Alright.
for a while. We've been referring to it as such in the titles, but of course it's taken on a number of different names. I think we've settled on Other Kids. Is that what we ended up with?
I think so.
That last episode.
I think so. Yeah.
So we've created 5 different characters over the past few weeks, And this week, Ryan's catching up a super cool team shot of all of them, and we're going to talk about the future of what the property holds. Of course, we've already talked about how we want to get an Indiegogo going for it, and the boys will discuss that a little bit further, and it's going to be super awesome, and we're really happy to have everybody back once again. Super exciting. I'm Griffin, that's Ethan, we're the Supples, you know that. It's Ryan Stegman's podcast. Hey, Ryan.
Hi. I'm already drawing, just so you know. I started.
Sick. And Donnie Cates is here.
Hey,
course,
guys.
the amazing friends mentioned in the title 95% of the time. Donnie, everyone, how's everyone's week been going? What have you guys been up to?
I have been sitting around.
I am, yeah, cool. Not working on any huge, amazing projects that are like super secret or anything, Ryan?
I don't know what you're talking about. Obviously not.
Okay.
I did a Power
When are
Pack
you
cover,
coming
and that's
back
where
with that,
I
okay?
retired after that.
What about I've been up to? I have been. Let's just get into it. I have been. You guys haven't heard very much from me in a little bit. I kind of not so privately or quietly nuked my Twitter from orbit after having kind of a shitty week. And I wanted to address that here really quick and kind of explain to you guys, because I do owe you guys an explanation. Because I love all you guys. I love all of our fans and the community that is this show, and that is the kind of the team that we consider you guys as part of the the Stegman Kate Stegman family. And I left rather abruptly without kind of addressing why I left or the reasons why. And with the world in such utter chaos right now, I found myself adding to the chaos and adding to the negativity. Last week was a really hard week for me. I had a member of my family pass away. And instead of listening to the advice of every human being around me and just shutting off and taking some quiet time to myself, I do what I always do, which is just to bury myself in work and go and hide, and bury myself in writing work and and going on Twitter and escaping, in the same way that Ryan and I have always talked about in the past about how we consider ourselves that our job is to create escapes for you guys from the negativity, from the hardships of your own personal life and that of the world at large. I was in a very bad place emotionally due to the very sudden loss of my family, and I woke up and to the announcement that my very good friend Trad Moore had not been nominated for an Eisner for his stunning work on Silver Surfer Black, nor was Ryan for his amazing work on Absolute Carnage and everything. And I suddenly found myself, it suddenly dawned on me that people were going on Twitter, and during this time of crisis that our nation is in and an utter turmoil, that my addition to the conversation was not productive, and that I needed to follow the earliest advice ever given to me by anyone, which is by my mother, which is, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. And I was in a shitty place, and I was pissed off, and my sincerest apologies to anybody who thought that I was somehow demeaning anyone who was nominated in that category. I stated as such in my Twitter comments that I did not think that was true. I think that everyone that was nominated was incredibly deserving of it.
I don't.
I thought at the time that Oh, well, Ryan will speak for himself. I thought at the time that I was coming from a place of defending my friend and standing up for what I thought was an injustice. I look back on it now, and I can absolutely see how it looks very much like an entitled white guy complaining about not getting more accolades for work that he was involved in. And for that is shitty, and it didn't occur to me at the time because I wasn't in a good headspace. And so I decided to pull back from Twitter and kind of refocus myself on how I want to communicate with you guys, which is to continue to communicate with you guys open and honestly and have a dialogue with you guys, but take a more measured approach to it and speak directly with you at cons when we're available to, and put my frustrations and my politics and my anger and all of those kind of things and put them into my art, and put them into the things that I actually owe you guys, because what you guys don't deserve is to go on Twitter and see more negativity from me. Lord knows there's enough of that online. So that being said, that's why I left. And I apologize if I left a bunch of you guys in the wind, but I'm still around, and I will be back on Twitter when I have something positive to put back in the world, which I do. I have a lot of new series coming. I have a lot of creator-owned books that'll be very wonderful too. I can't wait to like share those with you guys and start those conversations. And obviously Ryan and I are continuing to work together. And when I have positive things that I can put into the world and into your Twitter timelines, that's when you'll hear from me. But it is neither the time or the place or appropriate whatsoever for me, of all people, to be complaining about shit on Twitter. And so that's why I haven't been there. But it's good to talk to you guys again, and you can still check in here. If you have questions for me, obviously, you can hit us up through the podcast and through Twitter when I announce stuff and stuff.
Yeah, Adam in the chat brought up that he would love it if folks could send in fan mail and the Supple Boys could moderate it so that they can get some messages into you. We also got lots of condolences in the chat for you, obviously.
Did we get any chains in the chat?
We have so many chains in the chat. And
Can we
it's
get
also
some
worth bringing up the segment in the chat? We haven't said it on the actual recording. We've got either Ryan's cousin or uncle or someone in the chat, and he's making a lot of jokes. He says Ryan is the best drawer in the world.
It's my cousin who we haven't actually met, but because he lives across the country. But someday we shall.
He's having a great time.
Hell yeah. There's also a lot of people saying that everybody deserves the Eisner nominations that they got, except for Chip Zdarsky.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
that goes without
I
saying.
think that
You never know. Could be somebody's first episode. They may be uninformed. I just want to put it out there.
Hey, Donnie,
No
I have a
Chip
question
Zdarsky.
for you. Did Chip Zdarsky do any books that sold 250,000 copies this year?
No, I don't. Let me check really quick on my. No. I guess. I did.
I wonder if he broke
Interesting.
100,000 actually. Now that we mentioned
Huh. Weird. I don't know. Huh.
Not really worth discussing. It's not a
We're
big deal.
above it. I mean, we're
Yeah.
above it. I mean, Chip likes to make little comments and articles where everything like that. But like, really, I mean, it's only because Chip. Everyone thinks that Chip is really fast. It's just because he's like, oh, he's so clever and on top of his mind. And just because he has a lot of free time because he doesn't work very.
Yeah, and all of his jokes are written. That's for sure.
He has a lot of free time to like craft those jokes. But we don't, because we are here right now streaming, and we are going to make some rad shit. Who is it? is it gonna be me who has to fucking explain this whole goddamn thing again?
Well, I have to
No,
draw.
I think. How about us supples can do it this time? We'll do a speed
You think
round.
so?
We're gonna
Yeah.
critique
How
you.
about-
We're
how
gonna
about while
critique you on your
guys
pitch.
Explain that. I take a drink of this fine glass of Topo Chico, brought to you by the fine folks of the oldest sparkling mineral water company on Earth. Topo Chico, here's one for you.
Not
Guys, if you
sponsored.
want the explanation
Sponsored
of Topo Chico, I
officially.
think that's episode 3 of Devil's
I
Advocate.
swear to God.
We have another sponsor here, which is wine that I had in my house. This is brought to you by wine that I had in my house. I don't know what the wine is. It's red. But
Okay.
whatever brand it is, it's they're
Mine
sponsoring the
is
show.
crystal clear and guilt-free and full of bubbles and natural minerals from the beautiful Gracias.
Well, and of course, I am our now resident LaCroix boy, it seems. You can see here 0 calories, 0 sweetener, 0 sodium. That equals innocent.
I'm
Okay.
so happy for you.
Thank you. It's a nice hibiscus.
Explain what the hell
flavor.
we're doing
What
now.
if Ethan just started? What if Ethan just casually held up a bottle of bleach and just drank it? Without saying
Drano.
a word. With that,
And this is Clorox.
It's- as the show went on, it started bleeding out of his eyes and nose.
It really
Oh.
matched my MO, I feel, yeah.
It really would. It really would.
All right.
So what the fuck are we doing here today, guys?
Guys, today it's the end of our Bad Kids, Other Kids creative sessions. And so, of course, like I had mentioned earlier, we've created a number of characters already. And we're going to walk you through them super quick right here so then you know what's going on. I imagine most folks, if you're listening to part 6, that you've listened to parts 1 through 5, I hope. But like I just said, you never know when it's somebody's first episode, and we want to make the show as accessible as possible because views and numbers and money. Eventually, maybe. Anyway, so Bad Kids. It starts off, we have a sort of Justice League analog, not the actual Justice League, but a team of heroes, and they've all got these pieces of Donnie.
We call them the legally safe League of Heroes.
Donnie, what would you call these pieces that reside in all these heroes? What would you call that?
So yeah, it starts off, and this is something that like when you read the book, and we're going to talk about this a lot today about how the book is actually structured, because what people are going to be seeing Ryan doing today is drawing a group shot, what would be a cover or a promo piece of our entire team, and you listen to the last 5 episodes, you caught up on what that team is. We're going to be talking a little bit today about story structure and how we kind of see the actual story itself, unfolding. So to answer your question, from the point of view of our characters, they know that our kids that are just like in detention are quote unquote bad kids. They know that they live in a world where there's like this Justice League team or whatever. But the secret behind this team is that they are 5 people who kind of get their powers all from this one totem. And they each have a piece of it that gives them belief powers is kind of a lame way of saying it, but basically it kind of brings out your inner id, right? So if you're a bad person, it might turn you, once activated, into a bad person or whatever the fuck, luckily, well, let me take one step back. So as the first issue opens, the inciting incident, of course, is that we have a big bad guy, a big Thanos, Darkseid, Dr. Doom, whatever you want to do, who is at war with our Justice League in the skies above small town America, and our Justice League team dies one by one, and their pieces are taken by the bad guy, and then our last hero gets the totem back from him and falls and collapses and dies in a a detention room full of 5 kids that are in there for various reasons. And as he dies, that explodes and it's in them. And we kind of show how these kids, how it impacts them, and it shows them. But that's the plot. That's not the story, right? And the story really is something that Ryan and I have talked about. We want to tell the story in a Rashomon kind of a story. So each issue will be narrated by a different character. And you'll get to see the inner workings of their mind as how they view the other kids. So we're thinking the first issue will be Walter, who is the only kid who doesn't get a piece of it. And that'll be kind of our ending, kind of a, all these kids got one and he didn't. Everyone gets to be super except for him. But during that, you get to see his internal captions talking about, oh, well, this girl, she's this, and this guy, he's a piece of shit, and he's a piece of shit, and this guy's an asshole, and like blah, 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 blah. But then as our first arc goes along, we'll do a full loop. So it'll always be in order. Issue 1 of an arc will be Walter. Issue 2 will be a different character. Issue 3 will be a third character. And it'll always be every arc of the story will follow that exact same pattern. Mm-hmm. But the story will be moving ahead. There'll be an A plot and a B plot in every issue. The A plot is obviously our overarching story of these powers, and how it manifests in them, showing them getting their abilities and showing that and studying it from their point of view, showing the audience how wrong the narrator of the previous chapter was in their judgment of these other characters. Nice. So in the first issue, if say Walter were to be talking about Oliver, who's just like this like rich like snobby fucking asshole kid thinks that he can just fucking come in here and blah 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 blah. Well, then chapter 2 will be about Walter and showing how exactly that's not true. And but then we'll also get to see Oliver talk about Walter, right, and say things that are not true, and so that he's come up with in his own mind, And so it really is a coming of age story, quite literally a coming of age story about a group of misfits who don't know each other at all and have assumptions about each other that through the B plot, which is them as in their superhero and heroine identities, having to work as a team, slowly having those different captions all start to line up, so that by the third arc, everyone's captions, no matter which character we're focusing on, they all know each other now, and they're all on the same page. You'll see it in real time. So what I mean by that might sound abstract, but okay, imagine if every issue of X-Men was told from issue 1 was told from Cyclops' point of view, issue 2 was told from Jean Grey, issue 3 was Beast, issue 4 was Angel, issue 5 was give me someone else, guys.
Heroin, Gridiron, Murder.
No, you say
No. But you're seeing the same event from 5 different sets of eyes, mm-hmm, as a separate story moves along underneath it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's cool because I think that the idea is, so we've kind of been playing with this the whole time, where they all have different identities than what they're really projecting to the world, and this type of story lets us show how they're all also judging the others for what they're putting out, what they're projecting, and then they all learn about each other internal, like what they're really all about. and that's kind of how it all works out. So I think it's like a really cool character study, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really is, and it is. Someone in the chat cheating. I'm not supposed to be on the internet, but Michael Ann said, "Would you consider putting one-shot issues from the point of view of a side character?" So yeah, that is actually you're actually way ahead of us, or behind us, however you want to judge that. So we were thinking every arc is essentially 5 issues long, right? But with each, but with one issue at the end of each arc, dealing with the 6th part of this whole story, which is the principal. And that's not to say, or the assistant principal, or whoever, right? Now, that's not to say that those characters won't pop up in, and I saw someone say that, won't that get repetitive? I'm not, and let me be clear, because I know it's kind of a hard thing to grasp. So, in the first issue, we'll see everyone get their house, right? Mm-hmm. And then the A story will continue moving forward. We're not going to repeat that scene every issue. We're going to repeat that narrative going straight. But as we do that, we'll be following one character as a centralized character as we follow them home and learn more about them.
We've got a bunch of nerds here. Most of them have probably read Game of Thrones. That's pretty much the structure of Game of Thrones, except they're not always in the same exact order. They're in different orders. I also think that this is cool. I've been reading the old Byrne and Claremont X-Men stuff, and one of the things that I really miss in team books is seeing the characters' thoughts. So I think this will be a really cool way to show the characters' thoughts as well, because that gives them so much more dimension, where I feel like we've gotten away from that, and sometimes it just feels like in a team book that people are just doing stuff to do stuff, and this kind of prevents us from having it just be...
And as a guy who has written team books and is by my own people will argue with me on this one, and I thank you for arguing with me on it, but I don't consider myself very good at team books because it is so goddamn hard to give everyone their own room and have their own story being told while they're trying to fight a resurrected Thanos or whatever, my
that's very specific.
I know. I could have done a better job with my Guardians run, and it was my first big team book, and I've learned from that, and I want to do the approach that we're talking about on this one to kind of pump the brakes a little bit and show these characters kind of getting to know not getting to know getting to know themselves as their superhero self, but also getting a look inside of their head individually and making it a very purposeful, very deliberate approach to the structure of the book, that every issue belongs to someone. So certain people like people who are reading the book might love one certain character more than the other. The hope is that you love all of them. But for an example, the Expanse novels are told in this way. Mm-hmm. The Expanse novels are told from a person's unique experience of an event, and sometimes they overlap, and sometimes they don't. But in the Expanse series, whenever I get to a chapter that's like Amos, I'm always like, oh shit, it's about to go down, because Amos is my dude, So I want people to have their own individual favorites and things, and hopefully, each character is fleshed out in a way and has a compelling story that you don't open an issue and you see that it's told from heroine's point of view, and you go, oh fuck, one of these. Mm-hmm. Hopefully all of them are entertaining, but like I love the idea of kind of like the idea of going through like when you were a little kid, going through like a deck of cards and like finding that cool one that you like. That like you open up an issue of the other kids, and it says Walter, and you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude! Like I love Walter. Like I want to like we get to be inside Walter's head this week, you know, and like see how he responded to that shitty thing that Sam said to him in the last issue, and see how that really hurt him, you know.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it'll overlap, sometimes it'll advance, sometimes it'll time jump, you know. It's just a really kind of a cool format to show things moving to move things forward while also getting to know everybody. And as things go on, as I said, those captions where like let's just say like Walter thinks of heroin as this junkie, just like, you know, just a menace, just like a worthless waste is like, oh, thinks she's such a fucking cool badass now that she's a fucking shiny thing. As you start to get into like arc 2 and 3, Walter's concept of heroin and heroin's concept of Walter will start lining up as the same thing. She'll look to him and her captions will be the same as he thought about a thing as they get to know each other. So their captions become more cohesive, and they'll start to recognize each other as who they are, as individuals. And these disparate narratives will start to become one unified narrative as the team themselves become more unified. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I guess if people want to ask questions, we can answer them too about how we're doing it. But if you want to, what's up? What are you guys laughing at?
It's worth bringing. Your cousin had to bail out of the show. There was too much cursing, he said.
Wait, how old is your cousin?
I think he's 9.
Very young.
My I think my parents have been bragging about how I've been doing the Kidz streams.
Yeah, right.
And so I think he must have thought it was a Kidz stream, so I'm gonna have some damage control to do.
Yeah, on this one, I should probably get into the habit of opening these streams by saying the views and comments expressed on this do not represent the Marvel or the Disney Corporation whatsoever. I am not acting in the role on this show as a representative of Marvel Comics. I'm trying to copy Dr. Drew's speech from Dr. Drew After Dark. I am a licensed professional comic writer. I'm not acting officially in that role per se on this show. None of the views expressed therein are representative of my beloved partners and friends at Marvel and Disney.
I want to chime in real quick because Will, aka Will the Beast, says he's in the chat, and Ryan, you did an interview with him this past week.
Yeah, everybody should check that out. He did a great job.
I'm super excited to listen to it. Will, just wanted to let you know, interviewing Ryan for a podcast at 14 was actually how I met Ryan, so be careful, because he might have you work for him for free forever a couple of years down the line, so watch out. Just a heads up. And it'll be the best thing ever.
Really quick, I just wanted to say something really quick.
Our good buddy Nigel
said, guys, stop talking crap about Don. He's actually reading this stuff now. Have you guys been muting things? I haven't been seeing them,
No,
because I think people being very nice to me right now, which actually is very which actually means a lot to me to like be interacting with you guys. and seeing you guys. Someone in here asked something about Future Fight, Marvel's Future Fight, and yeah, I guess Silver Surfer Black joined Future Fight with Cosmic Ghost Rider, and that is that's pretty rowdy. I fully admit I don't play the game. I tried to get on there to like play as Cosmic Ghost Rider because I was like, oh, that'd be fucking fun. I play as my own like invention, and I got on there and I was just like completely. Listen, guys. Here's the thing. I think that Marvel sometimes thinks this too, where like they're like, hey, we want you to like, you know, there was a thing a long time ago that was like a tie-in to like a video game thing, and this is a long time ago. I'm not spoiling anything. This is not a future thing at all. That they wanted me to be a part of, and they like wanted me to like play against people live while I was like on a headset. And I was like, look guys, I understand where you're coming from. I understand that you guys, like, from your perspective, I'm like the young kid at Marvel, but I am in an actuality a 35-year-old man with a mortgage and a family, and I haven't picked up a PlayStation remote in years. And like all you're setting me up to do is to have all my fans beat the ever-loving shit out of me while I fumble around like a chimp trying to be an astronaut. Like
I did that. I played Spider-Man.
I think yeah, Ryan. By the way, I think they got you to do it because I wouldn't do it because I didn't want to be embarrassed.
I read the comments and some they were all like, "Oh my God, he's terrible."
Well, I think maybe I had it in my head that I was going to be competing against like other people, but like I remember you playing it, and that's not what you were doing. So maybe I should have done that. But
you know what? Can I?
Yeah, really.
Just real fast, I was glad that you brought up Nigel in the chat, aka Name Wooten, because he did jump in. He's one of the most loyal followers of this entire network of shows. And he said, hey guys, I'm a grown 27-year-old, but it was just my birthday. Can I get a shout out like a teenager? So,
yeah.
Hey, everyone in the comic book, in the comment section, I want you to post some chains right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
In celebration for our good buddy. Everybody throw up some chains. Somebody in the comments asked, will it be a different artist on every book, or like on every issue? We don't think so. No, we think same artist. Really quick, really important. Like super, I just wanted to say that Jonathan Iker says to me, your face shows that you have lost weight. By the way, Donnie, keep it up, brother. I have. Thank you fucking so much for saying that. I'm being completely honest because of Stegman's help and because of a rigorous and obsessive dietary and exercise thing that I've been doing. I have lost 25 pounds.
Wow.
Since the beginning. I am finally below 190 for the first time since I got married in October.
Hey, let's get some more celebratory chains in the chat, please, for Donnie's fantastic work.
Keep them coming.
Feeling good. That's not true. I feel like shit. I'm fucking so all the time. I'm fucking starving all the time.
Yeah.
There's like when you cut carbs in your diet, you realize that like a quick snack, like just because like to like wake up and just like get a quick snack is fucking impossible. It's just like my version of a quick snack now is like I have to wake up and I'm like, all right, well I gotta like make an entire fucking salad from scratch and like you know like but it's worth it. I feel good. I have more energy. It's feeling good. I fighting off the COVID. Here in a minute, I think I might want to introduce you guys to someone here in just a second. Let me send a quick text.
Okay.
What a tease! Oh my
What
god!
a tease. I don't even know what this is. I've been trying to keep my carbs lower. I haven't cut them, but I understand at the point where I'm like, all right, I've kept track of all these carbs that I've had for the day, and then I'll be like, and now it's time for the snack or for dinner for this meal, and I'll go and look, and I'm like,
you don't need to lose weight. You look great.
hey.
And the minute that we're not subtle, we have to change our branding. So like, I don't.
I was gonna say that
yeah,
Griff
exactly.
kind of looks like a fat piece of shit, but
See, this is what I'm talking about. It is the.
Have you
intense
noticed how
emotional
weird it
abuse.
is? Have you noticed how weird it is how I have slowly turned into being nice to you guys?
Oh my god.
And
Wait a
Ryan
minute.
slowly turned shitty towards you guys.
I don't know
feel
what
like
happened.
you guys fucking conspired to do this shit.
No, that's just how good of a team that we are.
yeah, this is
So
great
we-
management techniques.
We've
Yeah.
been working together for fucking so long that we know that like
One of
we
you
know how
has
to
to
handle.
keep us in check. One of
We
you
know how
has to
handle a
praise us.
team. If Ryan hears me being not trying to make sense, be like, gotta take him down just a little bit, just a little bit.
Come on.
That's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
All right, I see how it is. I see how it is. It's fine. Thanks, Donnie. Thank you, Donnie.
Uh,
Fuck you, Ryan Stegman.
Hey, I deserve that.
Hey, that's all right.
I just thank God that you've ended up being the one that's the butt of all the jokes, so I can just be next to you, like, oof, brutal.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, Ethan.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you how bad you just fucked up?
Oh no.
No.
You just fucked up so fucking hard, dude.
You turned
Oh
the
my
tide.
god.
This is gonna be so fun. Yes.
Oh my
This
god,
is
dude.
gonna be good.
Oh my god. The problem with Ethan. No. Here's the problem with Ethan, though.
Yeah, man.
The problem with Ethan and making fun of Ethan is that Ethan looks like a generic white dude. So there's nothing special about him to really like. Griff at least like attempts at some swag, got a little top knot,
Yeah.
got a little Spider-Man shirt on, got a little beard action. But
Yeah.
Ethan looks like every mugshot of every white dude who's ever lived. So it's like
Yeah.
hard to like pin down anything really to make fun of you about. You know?
Can I put that on my resume that you said there's nothing special about him, Donnie K?
that's good and that's bad, right? Like
Yeah.
I think I would highly suggest the next episode. I think you should just very casually, without saying a word about it, just open the show wearing a fedora and just see where it takes us.
We definitely wouldn't make fun of you.
No.
I don't want to know where that road leads.
You have seen me wear like Panama hats, chains, and shit. Listen, it's the man that makes the look, not the look that makes the man. So I would encourage you to just step it up and try and make yourself stand out a little bit. You know?
Thanks.
You know?
Yeah.
Have you ever played whack-a-mole?
I mean, what's the relevance?
Relevance is the ones that pop out are the ones that get bopped, and so you're not popping out yet. But
Fly right
here's the
under the
thing,
radar.
though. But here's the thing, though. Some of those moles pop out and they get away with it, and those are the dopest ones. And my man Griff over here is trying to pop out, and occasionally he gets bopped, but occasionally he gets free. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donnie.
Just
Thank you,
saying.
Team Donnie.
I'm just saying, keep that bravery of those moles alive. Come in here with a crazy ass like mustache or some kind of crazy Tony Stark beard or some kind of shit. Shake your head. Do something.
Feels like
it
I'm late to that party, you know?
just be more like Ryan's got his like typical like baseball cap, glasses on, red wine, black t-shirt, big muscle arms, got his straps on, got his headphones on, got his pens on. Griff got his top knot. I have a numerous amount of accessory on the flesh body that's stressed. Yeah, and I'm just saying, Ethan, you could stand a little bit to upgate to like, look, you might get clowned on, but you do need listen. Hey, listen to me.
I'm listening.
You need to get some drip of some kind.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to stay on this podcast network.
Yeah,
That's true.
look at Ryan flexing a ring on his finger as he's saying it.
Right.
Flexing a ring that is not a wedding ring. That's just an accessory.
Damn.
I wasn't following you at all until you explained that I needed jewelry. Now I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay, yeah, no, I'll show up with some blingy shit next time.
Well, hey, Ethan, why don't you turn your head? What's that in your ear there? What is that? What's that?
That's white privilege card. Those are privilege cards.
Damn.
That's not drip, son. That's not drip. That's not drip. That's you're at work.
Hey, speaking about flex, Ryan, can we get a flex? Let's see those guns, brother.
Yeah.
Come on.
Where's that flex at, bro?
Oh damn! Oh damn! Look at that shit.
What I'm talking about.
Come on now, Donnie. Are you on the flex game? You on the
I'm
flex?
not on that flex game yet. I'm on that losing weight game. I'm doing a push-up challenge where I do 5 push-ups a day, but every day I increase them by 5, and so tonight I'm on 50.
Nice.
So I'm doing 50 push-ups tonight. So pretty soon, my goal was always like weight loss and then start building mass and shit. And so soon I'll be on that flex train. But you know,
Fuck yeah.
we'll get it soon.
This camel's humps are gonna be bumping. Fuck yeah.
What?
I texted Megan and I said, I texted. I'm sorry, guys. I have bad news for you.
Oh,
I
man.
texted Meg, my beautiful wife and co-host of the Devil's Advocates Book Club, and I asked her to bring out our permanent co-star Bats, our 10-week-old beagle, and she said that she's sleeping and it's bad to wake her up, so she will not be joining. So she will not be joining us. Sorry, guys.
It's alright. Check out Devil's Advocates Book Club for some Bats cameos on there. I wanted to chat about the.
Yeah, I'm sure 4 Bats will show up at some
Hell
point.
yeah.
If she should wake up in the next few minutes or so, then maybe Meg's standing here. I'm actually looking at her. She's off camera. Everybody say hi, Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Hi.
Her to wake up. Perhaps she could come out here and I could wag her little.
Meg,
paws.
I just got clowned on for like 20 minutes.
Feels good.
It does.
Right, Ethan.
Reinvigorate.
Meg,
Donnie's
Meg,
gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Meg says that she doesn't care.
Because you are such a Boy Scout.
I better get religion.
If you want forgiveness, that is.
Man, look at all these goddamn chains in these comments.
So many
There's
changes.
a lot of great comments like Adam saying, I don't know why we all just turned on Ethan. He's really the best on the show. And I want to say, Adam, listen, that's a big call. That's a big call, and you don't have to do it. I don't know why you said that.
So Ryan's still inking this awesome piece. I want to know a little bit more about this. Who's going to draw this book? Do you guys know anything about that?
We shouldn't say anything because we
know who we want to go after.
Ryan and I know who we want to go after, but we haven't gone after them officially, and so that's not something that we can get into right now.
That's fine.
What I can get into right now though is the supplest of boys going through and feeding Ryan some questions while I go and take a pee.
All right. I definitely thought it was more Topo Chico, but it's all the Topo Chico running through you. I got you.
Yeah. Oh. The last thing about Topo Chico is that it makes your body function perfectly as a product. That's why it's been the most trusted brand in
Johnny,
water.
save it. Just ask them to sponsor it and then say this shit. What are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna go pee. Audience, hey, ask questions. Ryan, why don't you talk about a little bit while the boys are fielding questions? Ryan, why don't you talk a little bit about the cover and how you kind of are going about and your thoughts going into how you've assembled that. All
okay.
Right, back.
So really what I was going for with this piece is I was just trying to come up with something that shows the characters all together. And we also I had to do some design work today. This was all actually a nightmare.
All right.
But I'm inking it much faster than I normally would. I normally am very meticulous, but I'm kind of, messing around with a little fun brush style here. But I think, it's kind of neat. I mean, we got, for people that don't know, we've got heroin up front, we've got murder over here, and we've got Gridiron and Kid Atomic. So those are our four main players, other than Walter, who I didn't put in this one just because I wanted only costumed characters on this piece. But we're going to use this actually as a promo thing to kind of send out as a press release and get some of the news outlets interested in what we're doing. We did get written up in Sci-Fi, and that was cool. But we're hungry for more. So when we put this out, we're going to need some retweets, fellas and fellettes.
Can you tell us anything about the Indiegogo? When you guys think you might get that going?
Well,
And
I mean
what kind of
that's
goals you're looking at?
so the Indiegogo is one possibility of that's just kind of what we're thinking. But we might. I mean, there's other possibilities of ways we're going to go, but definitely Donnie and I co-writing. Definitely going to get an artist. Definitely me doing some covers. Yeah, so if it might be, it could be an Indiegogo, it could be an image book, it could be, something that like a web comic type thing, all kinds of possibilities. The next step will be
Catch me up.
The next step will be writing it and then finding an artist and all that stuff.
We're talking about the different ways that this book might end up getting turned into a real book. And I'm just curious now, we were just saying that Indiegogo is one of the possible routes that it could go, and I'm kind of curious as to how some comic creators use Indiegogo to get their book off the ground and what the sort of process is with that. I'm just sort of curious about it, if you guys know anything.
Well, I think that Donnie and I, since we are rich and awesome comic book pros, we would probably get the writing done and get the artist well into the project before we would need to launch it in whatever way we decide to do that. But so that we're not making people wait around forever for it.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the plan. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing conversation. This is not something that is going away anytime soon. We've think about us saying Indiegogo as just like a placeholder for like where we're gonna crowdfund this kind of a thing. Definitely, I'll be writing and co-writing with Ryan. And we'll have someone fucking badass. I mean, of course. I just noticed really quick in the comments that Chase Reyes said, "I know I should have said this in one of the character creation vids, but might one of the heroes be trans?" Sure, I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry. He or she says, I don't know, inner self-reflecting powers would be incredible for killing dysphoria. I think that's a fucking great idea, and I think that we're already touching on that with characters like Wayne with his disabilities and stuff like that. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity to show. Especially with a character like Heroine, who is for the most part, presenting as female in her part, but her like her kind of false identity. If you, what was your name again? I'm so sorry. I'm
Chase.
Chase.
Yeah.
Chase. If you go back and you watch the video about heroin, you'll see that we kind of touch upon kind of gliding towards some of that kind of stuff, where the version of herself that she sees is not exactly the version that she wants to be. It's what like her mother always wanted her to be. And so I think that's really fucking interesting as they start to kind of become more self-actualized, that their superhero or superheroine versions of themselves could start to change as well too. So something that Ryan and I actually talked about, the idea of one of the characters being female and then being male, like when they get their powers and stuff like that.
Yep.
And we ultimately came down to the side of that if we were going to do that we would want to tell that story and like honor that story in the way of like not just doing it as like a magic trick, just like that. That to me, as someone who, I think I've spoken about it very publicly, that I had a member of my family very about 5 years ago who was trans, who took their life, and I've always thought about that, tried to keep that in my mind when I'm writing queer characters or LGBTQ characters. That in the same way that like in Buzzkill, writing an immediate solution for him being an addict is so disrespectful for people who are actually addicts. Right. Like having him just discover like, oh, I can just control this immediately and now I'm okay. I think it does a disservice to have a character just like have a magic trick and kind of not have them, how do I phrase this? I think it does more of a service to show them going through the process in a more realistic way and learning that about themselves, and having that inner change eventually reflect that be an outer change.
Yeah.
Ryan and I had talked about the character of Heroine being a male who, when got like changed into a female, and ultimately came down on the side of no, like if we're going to tell that story, we should tell it the right way. Like it should be the other way around. Like maybe she should figure out her gender identity, and it will reflect the other way around. But like, let's not just make a magic potion that turns someone into something else. Like let's actually do it if we're going to do it. So I hope that answers the question. And again, I fully admit, as always, as a white dude who, as a straight white dude who has not gone through those things, but has definitely had people in my family afflicted by them, or not. That's a terrible way of saying it. I say afflicted because she took her life, and it sucked. I say like the shit that Zoe, my cousin, that the world inflicted upon her. Those are always certain things that we take really seriously. So, but I say that as someone who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So if I'm out of line, and you guys think that we could be doing better in that regard, always, our ears are always open in regards to that. So I hope that answers your question okay.
Right.
Totally.
He seemed happy with it. Chase said, thanks so much, guys. Your identity is a super important topic to me. So yeah, it's super cool to bring that in there. I'm
well, good. It is to me as well. And there's so many, there's only so many ways that I can like I don't know. I'll let my work speak for itself. But like, certainly in Redneck and Baby Teeth, and in Paybacks, I've tried to be as representative of that as I possibly can be, while also not overstepping my bounds and speaking for that community. But also, we're representing that community. I always like to think that it's. I'll just say this. I always kind of think it's weird when like it's a big plot point that a character is gay or that a character is trans or something, because like in your everyday life, it's not a big plot point. Those people just exist. Like it's not an event book. Those people are just there, and they exist, and they're all around you, and they always have been. And so in my books, I've had queer characters and gay characters, and asexual characters. Heather in Baby Teeth is very much ace, and it's just not something that I ever have characters declare, because that's just a part of life. It would be like having a black character declare that he's black. It's just like, no, there's just black people who live in the world. It's okay. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be gay. It's okay to be all these things.
Yeah, and I think this is a super nice little, I won't say sidetrack, but a little discussion we had here. And for the sake of it, can we get some chains in the chat for Pride Month? By the way, it is Happy Pride, everybody.
You're fired. Immediately fired.
In the chat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Can you guys get multicolored? Can you do that?
That would be dope.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Some
I hope we can make it happen.
rainbow chains in the chat. There's chains in the chat for every occasion, Ryan. What are you saying?
I don't know. This just is an insane segue.
Well, that's my name. Griffin, Suppleboy, Insane Segway, Sheridan. That's the full thing. It's printed on my birth certificate. It'll be on my first comic book. Sorry, Ethan, mine's gonna be super long. Do you also have some names?
Why have we, if this wasn't a book about, all right, hold on. Maybe we literally need to rethink this entire book from the ground up.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it's not a group of people, a group of teens in detention, but it's a group of inmates working on the side of the road, and the name of the book is The Chain Gang.
Chain Gang.
No.
See, I thought you were gonna say they're all actually just a bunch of chains and trench coats.
Why does that? I mean, honestly, does that change the book that much? Just like, does it really? I mean,
like they all went to juvie.
They all went. No. They're all in prison. No, they're all grown up. They're all adults, and they're all just shooting the shit because they all wanted to be comic book writers. So they're all breaking story while they're picking up trash on the side of the road.
And then this is okay. So now what you guys are experiencing is, because we always talk about the idea that a lot of the reason that we're doing this is to show you guys how like summits and stuff work, like how like, if you guys have ever thought about like I did as a kid, like what guys do behind those doors, like when all the writers and artists are behind the doors, like planning out the Marvel U and everything, right? You've now reached the part where you think like okay, I've just told you guys my entire Thor pitch, or okay, a better example. Ryan and I have just like told everyone, all right, here's what this whole event, this is all of absolute carnage. Like we're gonna walk it out beat by beat, issue by issue, and then it's locked, right? And then we go back, and then we all go to lunch, and like Ryan and I are at lunch, and we're like, dude, that went fucking great. Like that's fucking locked in. And now what you're seeing is the other part where now people have had a time to like think about it, and they come back in and they go, "Hey, actually, that thing is dog shit, and you need to rethink that thing." But that thing requires but that's in issue 2. So if issue 2 is to change, then issue 4 has to be rearranged, and so like now we're at like. We've been doing construction summit mode. Now we're in destruction mode. Of like this is when people get to come in and be like, I mean, I don't want them to come in and do that, but it always happens. And you know what's great about it too is that almost without fail, someone comes in, like a Jason Aaron or a Jerry Duggan or a Nick Spencer or a Matthew Rosenberg or one of the brilliant minds who's in that room will come in and they'll throw a grenade in the middle of the room, and Ryan and I will be like, that fucking destroys everything. Like that puts our plot up so fucking. But God damn it, is that a good idea?
Fuck
like someone throws out something so minute and so small that it's like, well, we have to rewrite everything, but thank God you said that, because like that's fucking hurt. Like, how do we not do that now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so is that what we're gonna do? Because I don't mind that. I actually think. I mean, as long as the Chain Gang hasn't been a comic book before. I like it.
In the last episode of Bad Kids Creative Sessions, everything just switches direction.
Everything changes.
It doesn't change that much, though. Like, there's still kids that go to high school, and they're just, they got in some trouble.
And then Warden is an actual warden.
I think it's fine. I like it. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. A little bit of baseball is that, like, Ryan texted me the other day with a picture of the British TV show, The Misfits.
Oh, that's right.
Which is about, like, teenagers who get powers and all this shit, you know? And I told him, I was like, wow, you're right. That is really close to the premise. But that's also the premise of the X-Men, the Ninja Turtles, the fucking, you know, it's all that. So, like, what the idea of a group of disparate, you know, people getting powers and coming together is not by any stretch of the imagination new. It's the execution of the project that is that is what's special. And I think that you know, a lot of that is Tyler Janice just said Banam. Yes, you're right. Venom was one of those grenades that Jason aired in the room when I was talking about my Venom plans. And I said that I was going to do a story with Venom in Vietnam, and Jason just goes, Venom! And I was like, yeah, God damn it. Yes, of course. Yeah, so, that derailed me.
Everything's a remix of something. Remix culture.
Yeah,
it's not the premise that's super important.
It just left up to the execution of the thing, you know. And so, like, what you're gonna see is like the X-Men was just. I mean, people have compared it to Doom Patrol, like that Marvel was just trying to copy Doom Patrol, right? But it was in Stan Lee and Kirby's like envisionment and how they executed it that made it like stand apart. Mm-hmm. And so, like, we're not trying to sit here and say that we've come up with some brilliant new concept. Kids getting powers, right? You know, that was never the point of it. Now, our next project, Sawed Off Shogun, we might get a little bit more innovative on that one.
So excited!
I've been talking to an artist to come and join us in these sessions and draw along with Ryan and create designs back and forth and kind of like have more, have less of me babbling and show you guys more of the process.
So 5 of us on the live stream.
Come on. Here,
Well, we'll just take
hey,
your
guys,
mics away.
Really quick. Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Really quick. I want to introduce you. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is
It's Bats.
my sweet little baby Bats.
Let's get some chains in the chat for Bats.
Who just came out here and immediately pissed on our outside rug. I guess she woke up from a nap and needed to go pee, but she's just a little baby, so that's okay. We're gonna forgive her that. Steve,
So good.
You're famous now. Go on. Say hi. You want to show me your belly? Look at it. She has the best belly. There's ever been a belly. You see? Yeah. This is sweet little Bats. Bats, say hello. Don't eat my cord. No, let's not eat cords. You're embarrassing. Hey, you want to go in the microwave?
Yeah, do that on camera. We'll get so many views.
What? Oh, can you guys hear me? Hey.
We'll cut it out. We'll edit it out.
We can do it.
Everybody, she's gonna go for a little bit of walkies with Meg. But here, I'll bring her close to the camera so you guys can say hi to her. Say hi, Batsies. Hi.
Hey Bats,
Hi, Bats.
check out all the chains in the chat. They're for you.
There you go. Those chains are for you, Batsies. That's right. So that is my new. That is our new addition to our family. She is a 10-week-old beagle. She's a goddamn handful, but boy is she sweet. She's a howler. That one. Anyway, anyone out there? Anyone out there?
In the chat. Oh, go ahead.
No, anyone out there with cool tips about how to sleep at night and maintain your life as you once do it with a newborn puppy in your house that is being crate trained. Any tips for how to stay sane and not lose your fucking mind? Very welcome to hear any tips or tricks. But no, she's wonderful. Very glad to. Ryan, I'm looking at this YouTube thing, and that cover is coming along wonderful.
Hell yeah.
Wonderfully, I should say.
Absolutely.
We're almost done. I don't know that I'm going to completely finish it, but it's pretty much there. I think people get the idea. Oh, you know what? I know something cool?
Absolutely.
The hammer. This is Ryan Lee's idea. I was talking to him about this today. My buddy Ryan Lee, Mountain Head artist. The hammer's going to have like
amazing artist.
Yes.
And responsible for a lot of the design work. When you look at your podcast on like the icon on iTunes, that was designed by Ryan Lee. Ryan Lee is and has done actually did a pinup for us for the Paybacks back in the day, which is actually one of my favorite images from that series. Anyway, sorry, Ryan.
So this Gridiron's hammer is going to have some sort of, I'm not sure what the symbol will be, but there's going to be a like a stamp. So when he smashes something, he'll leave or if he hits somebody in the face, they'll have like a stamp on their head.
That's tight. That's cool.
Yeah, and it'll be a big poop emoji.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to fire Griffin in one episode?
Yes. I'm going solo.
Really quick, in the chat, something that has been coming up every single episode. It's this thing that's spreading like wildfire to the point that it's even kind of clogging up the chat. I feel like it's inhibiting conversation.
Okay.
Guys, we gotta stop bringing this up because it just like let's talk about something else. This time the one to blame is Dakota Crows. He started the whole thing again. We're seeing a million messages. that there should be backup stories in the issues written by the Supple Boys. Now, listen, Dakota, we all know
guys,
I'm
we don't.
I'm looking at the chat, and I don't.
It's probably lagging. It's lagging for you, but when we're watching it, it's just like pouring in, and it's like,
Everybody.
guys, we know what you want, we know what the people want, but we got to stop bringing it up.
Every time.
I don't know, man.
We emailed these people.
No,
We
you
said,
guys can
"Wait,
do that.
hold
You
up."
guys can do backup stories as long as one of you draws it too.
Yeah, or I'll tell you what. You guys find an all-star artist and pay them and write and get them to and get them to agree to that, and we'll absolutely let you guys run wild with a 10-page backup. But it has to be a working like Marvel DC. So, you know, if you guys can get that going, that would be great for us actually to have something like that.
That's what we're saying to everybody in the chat is, you know, you got to stop bringing it up, but just put your money where your mouth is. You know, just like start a Kickstarter.
I sanction you guys running on your podcast, coming up with a backup story live on your show.
All right, well, we can do that next week.
We already named the goddamn high school after you fucking asshole. Like,
I thought, did we land on that?
How much more do you guys want other than producing our show for us for free every week and doing all the work and not getting any credit? What else the fuck can we do for you guys? Like
a little bit.
You fucking give a mouse a cookie. Jesus.
It's hilarious because we're coming up on a year of doing the show, which congrats everybody. In a couple of weeks we'll be 1 year old, and I got a lot of folks in my family and even some of my friends that are like,
I got a family too, bro.
That
I got
is
a family too, bro.
They'll be like,
I got a family too, bro. Okay.
What's happening?
All right.
They're like, so
you
this
see that puppy?
This comics
you
thing.
Want your puppy to starve? Is that what you want?
No, what? I'm trying to get somewhere on this.
Dude, Griffin hates puppies. That's crazy. That's breaking
What
news.
the fuck? How did we get here? I was gonna say, so many of my friends and family are like, so you're doing this, how long you been doing this? I'm like, a year now, it's awesome. And they're like, oh, cool. And so like, you get paid for this? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. And they're like, why the fuck?
Well, can I give you some advice? Because I've been exactly where you were. I've been exactly where you've been. Where my family, like when I started out 10 years ago making comic books, 10 years ago, a decade of making comic books, I've been doing it. When I first started out, I made a bunch of shit for free, and I did it on my own fucking dime, and I never begged or acted like a little baby who wants his bottle.
I was going to say that I told those people it was worth it.
And just real quick, I had a lot of my family members say, "When are you gonna start getting paid for that? Do you make money off of that?" And I said, "It's not about money for me. It's about the love of the game, and it's about making art. And I'm never gonna go beg anybody and be seen as someone who is so small, not in stature, Griff, but as personality, and soul, as to actually physically beg for a job. I would never do that because I don't want, like, look. There's ways to get jobs in comics, and that's okay if you want your first job in comics to have an asterisk next to it. I didn't want my first job to have an asterisk. I wanted to earn it on my own steam, and so that's just what I did, and that's just me, and like that's how I was raised. But you do whatever you gotta do, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, if you want an asterisk, like, you know, published, like first published works asterisk, you know, begged like the dog to get a backup story, then that's you, and you do you, and that's how your career progresses. and that's
but
tight.
Donnie, it's not us, it's the fans. The fans are demand, and but also we are getting a message from NGL or JLG Spaz 13 that says that we should start an OnlyFans account, which I think is probably a good alternative.
Yeah, I could do that.
But
I think that my problem with the fans all wanting that is that we've established this before. We've established this before, but these fans in here are all idiots.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Can we get a chains in the chat for being idiots?
Can we get a where the fuck did Donnie Cates go in the chat?
I guess we lost him.
I guess we begged him too much. We pushed the envelope too far. Dakota, what the fuck, dude? Come on. We're trying to play it cool.
Come on.
No, that's definitely something I'm interested in having you guys doing. But, Donnie's calling me on the phone. You're on!
Hey, in the middle of my shit talking and parading about how dope I am, I forgot that my computer wasn't charging and it died. So much for me showboating.
Son of a bitch, this episode's gonna sound like shit!
Alright, Donnie, give us a heartfelt goodbye, and then we're gonna end the show also.
Okay, if people can hear me, I love you so much. You guys stay safe. And I will be back very soon with new episodes with the Devil's Advocates Book Club. Stay tuned for more. And the next time you see me on Twitter, you'll be seeing good news instead of bad stuff. And I appreciate your patience. I love you guys all. And stay safe, stay inside, and be dope, read comics. Love you.
Alright, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Fuck, we were so close to getting good audio.
People-
So goddamn close.
I like this guy's comment. Wow, this episode. It's been a doozy.
This can't be the end. It's only the end of the Bad Kidz saga. We'll be hitting up Sawed-Off Shogun very soon. That's gonna be super exciting. I figure after this, we'll take just a little bit of a break from the creative sessions, just so we can kind of gear up for the next set, and we'll do a mailbag and maybe something else in between. Leading up to, we're getting close to, like I said, 1 year of Stegman and His Amazing Friends, and we're also coming up on episode 50 of the show, which is super cool, super exciting. And we couldn't have done
we've never
without
had
all you
a single
idiots
snafu. Nothing.
never even missed a week.
No snags. Everything's gone great. I just drew this picture. I'm
I
done
think it looks
talking.
beautiful.
You're pretty good at drawing, Ryan.
I know.
Like an 8 out of
We
10,
are-
I would say.
We are known on sci-fi.com as for our technical difficulty.
Oh my god, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Alright, folks. Thanks so much for joining us for another stream. Keep an eye on our Twitter and Instagram, of course. That's at Stegman Show. We did a little bit of revamping on the social media pages. You'll see that now it says Amazing Friends Podcast Network, because of course we've got a couple of shows now. And so keep an eye on those feeds for all the updates on the shows. Ryan, it's your show. Do you have anything you want to leave the people off with this week?
I don't know. Freaking, let's all go play Mario Kart together.
Yeah. I'm so down. I love me some Mario Kart.
That's what I want to do right now.
Hell yeah. Well, next time I'm on the east side of the state, Ryan, we should hang out. Maybe grab a couple beers.
You know what? I'm busy. I'm busy for the next.
Yeah.
When are you gonna be here?
I could come in.
I'm busy then.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Ethan.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
up, brother?
I'm
We
now
have a
tweeting
show.
the picture that I just drew. All right.
All right.
I gotta let you think while you tweet. Ethan, we have a show. It's called Supple
We have
Boys.
the whole network. I think it's worth bringing up the whole network. This is
Oh,
part of
yeah,
the Amazing Friends
like I
network
said,
made up
yeah.
of 3 whole shows.
We run this shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
We have Supple Boys. It's out every week, as well as Devil's Advocates Book Club. Those are our other two shows on the network. They're great. Like I said, at Stegman Show on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at stegmanandfriends@gmail.com. Any thoughts? Like I said, we're going to do a mailbag soon, so we'll read some emails. We're also going to read iTunes reviews, so leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, where you can find us. You can also find us on Google Podcasts and Spotify and stegmanandfriends.com. I think that's everything. I'm Griffin. Follow me at Griff Sheridan. That's Ethan at Tales to Astonish, and Ryan. Marie Stegman is at Ryan Stegman.
Yeah.
That's it.
Where's Lincoln Stegman located?
Not in the chat because there was too much cursing.
Yeah.
Ryan,
yeah.
I think you have some
that's my next.
apologies.
That's my next thing I got to do is solve that problem.
I'm sorry. All right, folks in the chat, all the Steg fans, thanks so much for joining us once again. Can't wait to see you folks soon on the next stream, whatever the next episode is. Stay tuned. Love you all. Be safe. Read some comic books. Ryan, end the stream. End it. Now.
Oh, I did it. Oh, wait. Now I got to end. Oh, wait.